I'll take you there. Ba-da-da-ba-da. Help me. I'll take you there. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Hey, TS, thanks for coming back. Do you know what's funny, TS? I actually have, yeah, take your time, sweetheart. I actually have three Gay Santa accounts. One of them's, well, and two of them, well, one's a week off. One is appealed last night. 9 hours later, they haven't got back to me. And this is just my Kasumi. Good evening, Kasumi. It's good morning here. It's 6 in the morning. How are you doing, sweetheart? Edward wants back up. Edward, why do you want to come up and say the R slur? Like, why would you want to say that word? Did you know that's one of the most disgusting slurs there is actually. Um, like I remember people with developmental disabilities being called that in schools, right? By kids like you calling people that are different and disabled, calling them the R slur because you weren't raised right. You weren't raised right. You were fed. Looks like you were fed and given a cell phone. That's what happened. Um, let's see about this person cares. Hey, Edward, I
Hey,
need
how
your
you doing,
pronouns
man?
now. I'm better than you. I need your pronouns now, sweetheart.
He, him.
He, him. Okay. Why did you get so triggered? Why would you ask me my pronouns and call me the R slur and then drop and then want to hang out in my guest box? And
You're so
literally, I
fucking
am.
retarded that you think that a boy can be.
Guys, this person was removed for using the R slur again. Guys, this is an American kid. Let's practice some compassion for this person, even though they're acting hateful and mean on TikTok. TikTok, we don't tolerate slurs on my platform. There's no hate speech or bullying. There's no harassment. There's no homophobia. Thank you for blocking that person, TS. Isn't that funny? Why can't people just be kind, right? Exactly, Gary. This app is saturated with them, yourself included, most likely. Jeremiah, will you block Jeremiah? Do you know what? Jeremiah, welcome to my America. I don't like what you say. I'm going to get on my phone and report him. Let me see. But I don't like. He said this. Send it. Jeremiah, CEO of Jeremiah's Bull Milking Farm. Honey, I bet you milk those bulls with your mouth. I bet you milk those bulls with your mouth. Hey, I do too, right? I do too. That's funny. Guys, I'm in a great mood. Oh, I'm so mad. um, that's funny. Yeah, if you think I'm mad, uh, it is what it is. I'm here for my own entertainment, guys. I'm not. There's no incentivization. I'm not making money. I am collecting two Brokeback Mountain hats, guys. I want two Brokeback Mountain hats, and I'm going to regift the coins, the Tiki Talk coins. I'm back. Who are you? Who are you? Because to me, I'm just starting my day. I'm not really worked up, but I woke up thinking about the state of the world. Oh, I had a guest request and they just jumped in and just disappeared. Butch says we need more mental institutions. Butch, honey, I hope, guys, this is a fully grown person. You know what? I hope your family and friends are getting access to medical care. I'm really a lucky guy. I actually get all the medical care I need. I get all the medical care I need. And you know what? This is terrible. Is that shouldn't be a flex, right? That shouldn't be a flex. But don't worry about Santa. Um, yeah, I'm waking up ready to go. I think I'm gonna have it. I think I'm gonna have like a date today. Actually, there's a very successful man that wants to hang out with me. Um, I into the races. Guys, can I get some taps? I'm Gay Santa, 48-year-old liberal elder queer. This is what I want to talk about. How come taking away this healthcare that's accessed by so very, very, very few minors, one in thousands and thousands, would get a diagnosis for dysphoria? How did this become a political issue? When we don't take care of sick kids in America, we don't take care of hungry kids in America. Oh, but we care about those parents transing their kids. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. Our country is in terrible state. Eve, this might be the person that was before because I think she said her name was Eve.
Hi, yes, you blocked my other account. We all perish.
Oh, I don't know why you know what? There was that one guy that was
No, because I said I was back because I just went somewhere to do something and then
oh,
I
you know
wanted
what?
to tell you I was back.
Well, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. But I really appreciate my mod going to town because people say awful things about me. Yeah, we didn't. I didn't mean for you to get blocked. I'm
Oh
glad you were
no,
able to rejoin.
it's
I
okay.
would say I'd unblock you, but I don't want to press a bunch of buttons. So it's not something I can take care of right now. I don't know if my mod has a chance to unblock your other account, but you got it. You already got it back up.
Okay,
So
yeah.
let me hear your opinion, Steve.
So I'm actually a part of the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
Um, and I do agree with people transitioning. I just don't agree with minors transitioning.
Now,
And
when you say minors transitioning, what about letting? Why is my kitty crying? She's so crazy. What about letting the kid um, socially transition? Are you okay with that? When I say
socially,
socially transition, yeah. So you have a child that was assigned male. That child communicates to you early on that they are not a boy. You're going to let that child wear what they want to wear, play with what they want to play, even let them go by a different name and pronouns. Is that okay?
yes, that's totally fine with me.
Well,
It's just
the
that,
thing is I hear that you say that's totally fine. I know for a fact that a lot of people would say, no fucking way would I let my kids pick their own toys. I'm not going to let my son uh, grow his hair out long. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: it's America. I don't get.
mhm,
It's none of my fucking business, right? Um, and it's quite a slippery slope. The people this care is very misunderstood. Very few people access it. Statistically, it's life saving care. It's considered medical care by the entire scientific community, and it's been turned into a political thing. Um,
mhm.
let me throw this up real quick.
Okay.
This is from the Mayo Clinic. Gender affirming care is medically necessary, safe healthcare backed by decades of research. It's supported by every major medical association. So 1.3 million US doctors in every major medical association, that's every major pediatric, psychiatric, endocrinology association, they're all on board with this as important, necessary healthcare. Now, the thing is, here's the thing. You sound like a great young woman, right?
Mhm.
I'm sure you would be a good parent. I would never tell you what medical care to access or to not access. I wouldn't tell you that in order to be a good mom, you have to get your sick kids on puberty blockers, right? That's not
Mhm.
my stance at all. I'm saying it's America. You need to take care of your own kids, right? Legislating, because what they want to do is legislate their morality. They're not really worried about the kids having a bad outcome. They're worried about parents affirming their kids' gender. That's what they're worried about.
Oh,
Like,
okay, okay. Yeah, because
yeah.
I just have a problem with the medical be like so, that's the only problem is the medical, but I would let them, be whoever they want to be, and
Well, and no, I applaud you for that. I'm going to move on to the next guest, sweetheart. And the thing is, as far as like, like I said, I wouldn't tell anyone what kind of medical care to access for their kids. That's what they're doing. That's where they're doing. They know more and they care more about the kids than the parents and the doctors. And I call bullshit. Hey, Will. Good morning.
Left.
Can I get your
Morning.
age, please?
31.
31. Thanks for joining. So I'm wondering why banning this healthcare that's accessed by so very, very few has become a major political thing, right?
One quick question. Do you have any kids?
Do I have any kids? I sure don't. Hey, everybody, I've never participated in reproductive sex. Best thing you could do, hey, if you're thinking about becoming gay, it's awesome. If you're thinking about never having kids,
Have you have
boyfriend.
you have you ever been with a trans woman?
Have I ever been with a trans woman? Sweetheart, I'm a homosexual man. I'm exclusively attracted to men. Why would I be with a woman? You just asked me would I be with a woman after I finished saying that I'm gay. Have you ever been with a trans woman?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Good for you. Do you think you're gay?
No.
No, well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I would say that it would be a heterosexual attraction, even though they're assigned male at birth. If you're a man and you're attracted to a woman, I would call that a heterosexual attraction. I would call that straight.
Anyway,
Okay, so I
do you
didn't
have
want to
any
talk
idea
about
how
your
much
sex life.
money goes into the gender affirming care?
Yeah, guys, that was weird. First thing he asked me is if I had sex with a trans woman. Hey, guys, what's so funny is people think that if you get with a trans woman, you're gay. So like gay men are interested in trans women. That is totally not the case, guys. That is totally not the case. I got I got a guest request. Ash, a friend, is in the guest request box, but I got some opposition first. Let me bring up this Jason Van Ness here. Good morning, Jason. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I certainly can. I'm 48. I need your age, please, for terms of service.
42.
42. Great. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this healthcare that's been turned into a political issue. Last year, there were over 600 pieces of legislation proposed, many passed, banning and outlawing this care in certain states and area. Families had to flee states in order to continue this care.
Mhm.
I think that it's been turned into a political issue, and it doesn't have to do with actually caring about kids, sick kids with a mental disorder diagnosis, a clinical stress disorder. What it has to do with is people hate trans people, people hate queer people. Republicans are cashing in on the fact that people are going to vote based on their bigotry and their hatred and their feelings of moral superiority. So it's been turned into a divisive political issue, and I think it's absolutely crazy. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I am a proponent of gender affirming healthcare. I think that there's so many myths and stereotypes about gender affirming healthcare for minors in particular. I think over 10 years in direct service, I think in terms of the most I've seen is most teens being put on blockers. I don't see teens having surgery. I don't see even teens being put on. Are there a few of them I've seen have gone on actual hormones? Yes. Very few, very small. So there's that I want to throw out.
Well, no, actually, the thing is, I'm looking for opposition, guys. I got another hate speech violation, which is ridiculous, guys. I'm here to have conversations. It's so un-American. I would never want to be that person to be like, I don't like what this guy's saying. I'm going to report them and hope their live gets taken down. Like that blows my mind that you're all that person like that. That's what you want to do with your free time is like hit a bunch of buttons and report someone who's saying something you don't like. Here's an idea. Put your cell phone down. Heck, a better idea, take that cell phone away from your kids that you can't afford and you're doing a crappy job raising them. You're letting the cell phone raise them. Then you're worried about what I'm saying on the cell phone. Make that make sense. I got another guest request, guys. Let's keep it cute. Ash, I'm not bringing up friendlies. I got a opposition named Nutty Warzone Clips is the name of this person. Let's see what this person has to say.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
I need your age for terms of service. I'm 48.
I'm 23.
Great.
My opinion about this is that I do not believe that trans women are women and trans men are men, because for a man, if you were not born with a prostate and you do not have a
Guys, hey, Nutty, you're certainly making yourself out to be what your name is. Okay, that is not the background here. Right off the bat, do you know what he said? Right off the bat, if you're a man, you're born with a prostate. God forbid, guys. God forbid. You know what's crazy? I'm an old person. When I was growing up, the conversation of what it means to be a man was very much a conversation men were having, families were having, and it was about values associated with being a man, right? Now it's, you're a walking prostate. You had a little tiny little penis when you were born. That's what makes you a man, right? They've lost the script. Nutty, I don't think you're equipped to have this conversation. You didn't even unmute yourself. I'm going to drop you. See who else is in the guest request. Guys, stick to the topic. If you don't think trans women are women, that's fine, right? Keep that shit to yourself. That's not the background. The truth is, I'm going to let Free to Be Spirited up real quick, and I want to put up what's really going on, because there's some dishonesty and duplicity here. Let me throw this up real quick. This is from lawsuit.org. Republicans openly hate who they secretly fetishize, lust after. The more red an area you live, the more searches for trans-related adult media. There's more than 4.7 million searches on Google, and these are the Google searches plotted. Republicans represent those searching most. Yeah, so we know what this nutty guy's looking at on his computer, and he feels really bad that trans men aren't men because they don't have a prostate or some bullshit. Hey, good morning. Can I get your age, please?
Good morning. I'm 49 and a half.
49 and a half. Well, hey, I'm going to be 49 soon too.
Oh,
So
you're so young. It feels so good. Almost 50. We made it.
hey, I'm in a pretty good place. I'm happy to be here myself. Um, thanks for joining. I want to talk about this healthcare here. Are you opposed to this healthcare?
I Let me say, everything you're saying, I 100% agree with. I am, what I'm afraid of is for, like, my husband had to have gender affirming care because he had to take hormones to grow. His pituitary gland wasn't functioning properly. He
Oh,
was at 18, 4'8", had not gone through puberty.
oh my
You know,
God.
they forget about people and children like this when they start with their rhetoric about minors shouldn't have it, they shouldn't be able to do those things. They forget about the gray area for things. You know, it's the same with pro-life. No one should be allowed to have an abortion. They forget about the DNCs. They forget about the ectopic pregnancies.
Well,
They
you know what? I want to push back. I don't think it's them forgetting about all the nuance to it. It's them not caring about it. It's them
Yeah,
hating people
I'm
different than
trying
them.
to be kind. I
Oh, well, you
I
know what?
promised
I
myself I
appreciate
would be
your
kind.
kindness. Actually, I appreciate your kindness, and it's refreshing. But I'm only here to talk to people that disagree with me because I actually reach some people, and then I enjoy triggering people. I enjoy people that are screaming about kids, and then you just scratch a little bit, and they start dropping slurs. They're all up in their feelings because the truth is they don't give a fuck about sick kids. They're interested in talking about uh, I don't know what they're talking about. Guys, I'm bringing up the next guest. There's another one in the box. This is 1v1 conversations. I'm looking for opposition. I need your age, Yummy. Can I get your age, please?
Yeah, 27.
27. Thanks for joining. What's
So,
up?
can I get your full stance on your side before I start?
Yeah, well, thanks for asking. My full stance is very much that in America, you worry about your own sick kids. So if you have a kid that doesn't have this psychiatric disorder, I wouldn't suspect you would look into it very much, and I wouldn't suspect you would want to rein in your values and pretend to care about somebody else's sick kid. So I think it's totally un-American in so many ways, and it's a slippery slope because what they're really wanting to do is legislate their morality and say that they know more than doctors and they care more than the parents, and it's utter bullshit. So my stance is very much it's America. You got to take care of your own kids. You got to find the health care for your kids, right? People can't get their kids' teeth cleaned. They can't afford eggs. But let's hyper focus on taking away health care from kids with a mental illness. That doesn't make sense to me.
So, would you support the mental illness by giving them what they think if you're putting it as a mental illness?
Would I support the mental illness by giving them what they think?
So, like,
that,
if
that,
you're
that
if
doesn't
you're
make any sense.
supporting a boy, like let's say a 7-year-old saying he's now a girl, your cure for the mental illness is to empower them into being a woman.
Okay, well, see, now I want to tell you this.
That's what I'm asking. I'm
No,
asking.
yeah. Well, I want to tell you this because the mental illness, and let's be clear, everyone, being transgender is not a mental illness. So what you're saying is incorrect.
Well, that's what I thought you
The
just
mental illness,
classified.
no. Hey, I can answer your question. The mental illness is a distress-based disorder.
My question now.
Yeah, your answer to your question is nobody is affirming mental illness. Nobody's affirming gender dysphoria. Affirmation means giving a kind listening ear. What they're saying, and it's very much the truth, is being authentic, being yourself, living as the girl that you are. Like that's going to make you a happier person. Happy people make the world better. So no one's affirming dysphoria. This is medical science. I could put up the information. Every single medical association is on board with this. Doctors that go to school for years and years who understand.
Okay, let me ask you a personal question then. What age do you think is appropriate for them to make the choice when it comes to like blockers and stuff for them to go into their body before you
They're
can't
not
change?
making the choice. They're not making the choice. This is healthcare. The parents have to be on board with it. The care team has to be on board with it. And because of this healthcare, the child could back out of it, of course, at any time. So, what was your question again? Like you asked me these questions. You asked me what age do kids
What
get it?
age do you think is
Kids get to ask
appropriate
for.
for the child to be accepted as what he wants? because I wanted to be a
Well, you
pro
know what? Here's
baseball
the thing.
player at
Here's
12.
the thing.
But
You
now that I
here's the
realize
thing.
I'm
No, let
not
me.
good at baseball, I don't want to be a pro baseball player anymore.
Here's the thing,
You know what I
Yummy.
mean?
Yeah, Yummy. You get to raise your kids however the hell you want to. So when your son says, "Hey, Daddy, I'm a girl," right? You can say, "Shut up, you pansy. You don't get to choose your toys. You don't get to change your name. Shut up," right? That's how you get to raise your kids. It's America. None of my fucking business. What you don't get to do is say, "Oh, I wonder what age you're gonna tell that kid to start those puberty blockers and tell them they're a woman when they're."
I asked you a simple question.
No, you
What
don't.
age is
You're asking me
appropriate?
questions. You're the answer to your question, because your question was not a simple question. Your question was implying
Very
that
simple.
children. No, your question said that children get to pick this care. When do they get to choose to start this care that they want? Which is bullshit. This care is based on when they start puberty. That's
Okay.
when the age is
So you
determined.
know
So
how
it's going to vary individually. Hey, it's going to vary individually from person to person. It's very specialized healthcare. The puberty blockers, safe, been around for 40 years. They're used for a year to a year and a half to pause a dysphoric puberty so they could get more therapy. That's that. So, yeah, I can't give you an answer because it varies from kid to kid. It's Tanner stage 2. Tanner stage 2 of puberty is when you could pause the puberty for a little bit. That's what's up. Does that help? Because here's the
not
thing. I don't
really.
think
It's
you
a
care about
simple
this care.
question.
You don't know about this care. You don't care about this care. You want to reign in your morality and say
No.
that you care about
No.
kids or some bullshit, and it's wrong. It's not. If it was up to me, I would say no church until your brain is fully deformed, right? You take little infants, you drag them in front of like crosses with blood, tell them some guy in the sky is going to judge
Fine.
everything
When
you do,
is their
right?
age to decide
When is
that
their age to decide what?
when is their age to decide that you start taking it seriously?
That I start taking what seriously?
Like if my kid tells me I want to be like, just for an example, like I want to be a football player, but the guy's 5'6", you know what I mean? Like he's not gonna be a football player. When does he know? Oh, I'm not gonna actually be a football player ever.
I'm still having a really hard time understanding what the point of your question.
Let's say
If
you
I
had to
had
put. Let's say you
a
had to
kid
put
that
it
was short,
in the
if I had a
law.
kid
Let's
that
say you
was
had to
short
put
that
it
wanted
in
to play
paper.
football, if I had a kid that was short, because I don't even understand your fucking question. If I had a kid that was short that wanted to play football, I'd say do your best. Do your best, kick ass, right? It's fucking kid. Let him
Can't
play
just be gay
football.
anymore. Why can't?
Huh? Why can't kids just be gay anymore? You don't want your kids to be gay either. Being trans is not about being gay. I'm a feminine gay guy. Never wanted to grow tits. Never wanted to grow tits.
Okay, but you got to
Okay.
decide that. And you, if my dad was
Guys, this are the people. I dropped that guy. This is the people that he really cares about sick kids in America. He's too short to play football. When do they get to choose those puberty blockers? See the mentality of these people. And they don't give a fuck about sick kids. They want to hate people. They're happy. They're happy that they get to be bigoted and racist and transphobic and homophobic, right? What's it all right with just being gay? That's the mentality of these people. Like, oh, let's. it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, guys. I got 3 guest requests. Let's see who's up next. Oh, we got JB Herbert. This person looks like they might be a Gen X, like myself. Gen X is the worst. I'm going to take the person at the top. JB's coming up. Good morning.
Hello.
Hey, JB. I need your age. I'm 48.
37.
37. Okay. Have you been hanging out? Have you been hearing me yap a little bit, or are you just scrolling on through?
Just a little bit with the last person there. That's about all.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for opposition. Do you think spending $215 million on TV ads demonizing this healthcare is a good thing to spend money on? Over 600 pieces of litigation proposed last year to ban and limit this form of healthcare. Do you think hyper focusing on a healthcare that's accessed by 1 in 10,000 kids with a devastating dysphoria diagnosis, do you think that's really an important thing to be focusing on when our country is so crappy and most kids can't see a doctor for routine things? You know what I mean?
Our country can't see kids, or please say again.
I'm saying most kids can't go to the pediatrician. Most parents can't afford to get their kids' teeth cleaned. Let's focus on these very, very few kids with a serious diagnosis that are actually privileged because they have parents that have good enough health care that they could get psychiatric help. I'm just saying this whole notion that like I want your opinion. You think this healthcare should have been hyper focused on and taken away? Like this is an important issue in America? Is my question to you.
Well, obviously, I will have to agree. Healthcare should always be an important part of, I guess, the United States. I prefer the way that the United States is doing it compared to Canada.
Doing what? Doing what?
Obviously making it where it's fair and
Making what? Making what fair?
healthcare.
America's making healthcare fair, honey. America is not making healthcare fair. I couldn't understand where he was going. I dropped him. Moving on to, I'm just going to go from the top down. It's Mr. I think Sean Ray. I'm going to go to the bottom up. Sean Ray, 78. If he was born in 78, guys, that means he's probably like 46 years old. Hello,
No, I'm
Sean.
definitely not.
How old are you?
35.
You're 35. Well, you weren't born in 78 then.
I
Let's
don't care to discuss. I just want to say you need to leave kids alone, you sick pedophile faggot. Fuck
Hey
you.
guys, that's it. That person was removed for violating community guidelines. That right there was a Trump supporting Christian, everybody. That guy thinks he's going to go to heaven, and all of us gay people are going to burn forever because his parents did terrible things to him when he was growing up. Guys, I love these conversations. I love how much people hate me. I really do. They hate me because I'm friendly, I'm intelligent, I'm pretty, my face is on the phone. They don't have the balls or the fortitude to share their shitty opinions, but they'll come up here and call me a slur, right? Yeah, I'm in a great mood, guys. There's 49 of us here. I hope I need help moderating. If I have mod, I think I have one mod here. If anyone wants to help keep the chat clean, and when I drop these people like him, he needs to be blocked, right? I don't want him coming back around. And I hope that person is doing well wherever he is, because that doesn't sound like it, right? What a shitty way to start your day. These people are miserable. So much misery. Okay, we're going on to the next guest request. Let's see who it is. I'm going to bring up Forrest, and then I'm going to bring up Mr. Hypothetical. Forrest, I need your age when you join, please. Hello?
I'm 32,
Thanks.
but I don't think it's appropriate to have everybody pay for something that everybody doesn't agree with, because after all, we wouldn't be sending kids overseas to fight our battles.
We are sending kids overseas to fight our battles, for fuck's sakes. 18-year-old kids with that,
I'm not
no
talking
kind of
18.
18-year-old kids have always gone to war. My father was an 18-year-old drafted into Vietnam, right? Our wars have always been fought by the poorest and the youngest. Let's send those old men. Let's send those old men in their wheelchairs. Let's put some rocket launchers on their wheelchairs, right? These old men that want to send your kids to die, right? This is, people shouldn't pay if they don't like it. This healthcare is not being paid for by you. The children that get this healthcare have parents that have better jobs than you'll ever have, who have insurance that covers psychiatric care. This guy was uninformed. He hung out to say a whole bunch of bullshit. Guys, let's see what's up next. Herbert wants to come back up for some reason. Sour Skittles. I've spoke to Sour Skittles, I think, last night. And I'll bring you up after hypothetical. I don't know, JP, I'm an old guy. I'm elevated. I actually have no idea what we talked about, even though I talked to you already today. I can't remember if you're a nice guy or not. Isn't that terrible? Hey, hello, are you there?
What's up, Santa? How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I need your age, please.
Yeah, I'm 23.
Great. Let's
Let's
talk about this. What's going on?
Yeah, question for you. So, what's the distinction between someone who is transgender and who is not?
The distinction between someone that's transgender is that they have an incongruence in the mental incongruence between their sex assigned at birth, their biological body, and their identity. That's the difference between a transgender person.
Gotcha. I was saying that what I mean is, like, if somebody claims to be transgender and another person claims to be transgender, one is lying, one is not. How do we know who is lying and who isn't?
How do I know who's lying and who isn't?
That would be like a distinctive factor. You'd be able to determine they are transgender based on this factor. Because if you're lying, there's no other way to tell, I don't think, unless you can tell me one.
Well, first off, I don't understand why this has to do with what this has to do with my background conversation.
Yeah, I can.
The thing is, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was asking this because you were claiming earlier that it wasn't a mental illness, right? But mental illnesses are shown as incongruences in the brain, as incongruences in the
I want
brain
to I
apart
want
from
to correct you.
reality.
Hypothetical. So being transgender is not a mental
Well,
illness.
no, I know,
Okay,
and
the,
we can,
the dysphoria, the
yeah,
stress that some experience, it's not and that's going to be on a spectrum. Not every trans person is going to be devastated with dysphoria. Not every trans
yeah.
person is going to need to access a psychiatric help. But I want to be really clear to the people listening. Trans people have always existed. There's nothing mentally ill about someone assigned male living and identifying and having a fabulous life as a woman. These are people that contribute to society. These are people that should be able to be happy and be themselves. So yeah, they're not mentally ill people. And
So
you know,
this is where
I want to tell you though, hypothetical. You're talking to somebody with a mental illness.
that's
And
fine.
so, like, I have a stake in this game. People throw around delusional all the time, and trans people, they're not delusional. I've had
Yeah.
psychosis. I've had psychosis twice in my life. It's devastating, and that means that I have been delusional. That's a loss of touch with reality.
Well,
Trans people are not out of touch with reality. They know very much their body. They know who they are. They know how the world looks at them and treats them, and they're just people like you and me.
Well, Santa, I understand what you're saying, and in fact, I don't think that we should ever be hating on people and trying to make people feel bad and bullying and this type of thing. However, we can acknowledge reality. I mean, what's the distinction between a mental illness where someone thinks that, like, let's say anorexia, for example, they think that they're overweight. They're not, but they think they are. Someone
Okay,
thinks that
the difference
Hey,
is,
Santa, you're jumping in front of me. Let me lay my point. I was
no,
saying that,
no. Okay, go ahead. Well, the
yeah,
thing is, it makes me think that you're not understanding that being transgender is not a mental illness.
I understand. I'm asking
Dysphoria,
the
it's
distinction.
stress related. It's a
Show
stress
me the
related.
show me the distinction between anorexia and transgenderism. Show me. What's
Okay,
the difference?
here's the distinction. Okay, first off, there's no such thing as transgenderism. It's not a system of beliefs.
Transgender. It is.
No, it's not. It's not. And here's the thing. Uh, there's now if you're interested in knowing a little bit of history, and I've mentioned it already, trans
Just answer
people have
my
always
question. I'll
existed.
bounce. Bro.
Hey, you know what? You're bouncing right now,
I'll
sweetheart.
jump. Just
There
answer.
you go. Hey, she's gone. She's gone. The people purport that they want to listen, and as soon as I start to give them an explanation, so let me be clear so I can answer her question. Being transgender is not a mental illness. In times and places, there's been places and times and societies and cultures where trans people were celebrated and loved for being the special people that they are, and dysphoria was basically unheard of, right? So yeah, we're socialized to believe certain things about men and women. What's funny is he thinks he's trying to say, oh, you know, support their delusion or something like. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And this idea that he doesn't want to demonize people with mental illness. He's going to say a whole society, a whole section of people are suffering from some sort of delusion or some bullshit. Oh, guys, we got some people on the guest request. I'm only going to do a couple more combos. I'm going to bring up this person. Oh, they're gone. I'm going to bring up this person. Hello?
How are you?
Are you there?
Yeah, hi, I'm 42.
Thanks for joining.
4 days ago, I was in the live here and you had a guest up, right?
Moderators, will you block that person? That guy's obsessed with me. He's constantly inebriated. He came up here. His name's Lucho or something. Guys, people, this is this guy's hobby is scrolling TikTok lives and talking bullshit about people. And the thing is this guy is I think might be a dangerous person. So I do hope that person's blocked. Lucho, get a life. Get a fucking life. Oh, guys. Let's see who this person is. Yeah, Lucho's a scary person. He's a scary. You know what's funny? Lucho joined my live and he asked me about, like, do I hang out with all these other people on TikTok that have platforms that are, you know, like, yeah, it's just ridiculous to me. I don't hang out with anyone, guys. I don't do Discord. I'm just an old single gay guy on my phone doing this for shits and grins. Hey, I need your age, please.
34.
Your name is Give Your Balls a Tug 666.
Yep.
Okay. What did you want to say? Give your balls a tug.
You realize that the reason why gender affirming care for minors is a bad thing because children aren't fully developed and they make irrational decisions? Do you have children?
Hey. Why are you up in your limbic system? Why are you yelling at me? Did you want to have a conversation? Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's one thing right there. It's not like kids gonna go to the doctor and say, hey, I want those puberty blockers, thanks, because my brain's not fully full. Give me that medicine, give me that treatment. It's healthcare. It's considered healthcare by every major medical association, right? This guy doesn't like it, and he thinks it's appropriate for him to weigh in on some other people's sick kids, and it's un-American.
I just have a question, dude.
Hey, you got to be. You started out by yelling at me some bullshit, so you're pretty upset about something that you don't know anything about. If you want to have a dialogue, you're welcome to, but you're not going to yell at me and tell me bullshit that I believe when you don't even know what you're talking about. That's not how the conversation.
Okay, I'm not yelling. Do you have children?
Do I have children? No.
Yes.
Guys,
Okay, so then how are you?
how am I what? Guys, if I want to tell you, the best thing you could do is not have children, right? This idea that the thing that makes you valid as a person is you need to spread your seed and your terrible DNA into another generation is not a good thing. No, I don't have children. And the thing is, though, I would never dream of telling you how to raise your kids, right? I wouldn't tell you, yeah, you're a shitty parent. Well, I think you're a shitty parent because of all the Christianity and nastiness and bigotry and homophobia that you put on your kids, right? None of my fucking business. You don't get to say that you're smarter than doctors. You don't get to say you care more about sick kids than the parents do, because you don't. You're not smarter than doctors, and you don't care about those sick kids. You care about your own bigotry. You care about imposing your moral and your worldview on other families. So go ahead and unmute. Give your balls a tug. 666. Great name.
Funny, I don't believe in God. I don't go to church, any of that. But you can cope any way you need to. The funny thing is, though, you're gonna sit here.
She's gone, guys. She's gone. Do you know what's great? This person doesn't believe in God. He still thinks he still wants to reign in his morality. Here's what's going on to the 67 people still listening. I'm going to show you two things. First off, the people that are obsessed with this guy here that cares so much about kids with dysphoria or something, we know what he's doing in his free time. Republicans are obsessed with trans adult media. With over 4.7 million transgender adult media searches each month on Google, Republicans represent those searching the most. So this guy who all wants to shout about this healthcare, who's not even a Christian, we know what he's obsessed with. And even though you're not a Christian, you've been indoctrinated into this culture. You feel terrible because you're attracted to trans women, and you stay up all night because you don't want to be gay. And what the hell's going on in the world? If you guys care about children, let's do something. Let's make child marriage illegal in America. Republicans fight tooth and nail because they think it's the right of their parents to marry their children off. This is from unchainedAtlast.org. Hey, here's your straight pride flag, everybody. Here's the black and white straight pride flag. I'm calling out the straight community. This is very much a straight institution. Old grown men marrying little girls has always been a straight institution. And y'all, this is legal in America. So if we care about kids, why don't we care about the 5-10-year-old girls that were legally married? 85% of these child marriages, the men would be thrown in jail for statutory RAPE. But because it's legal, it's federally legal, it's because the Republicans want you to marry little kids. They actually said recently, if that 15-year-old girl at prime breeding age, if she doesn't get married, she might want an abortion. That's what you guys believe. So yeah, why don't we take that and make that illegal instead of gender affirming care that's being accessed by very, very, very few kids. Let's see who's up next for the conversation. I'm having a good time. Here we go. This is my last person in the guest request, guys. I think I should get on with my day. It's 6:24. The gym opens late on Sundays. I think it doesn't open until 7. It usually opens at 4 on the weekdays. Hello, what should I call you?
My commander. I'm the commander for Veterans Defending Democracy.
Oh, that's great. Commander, you've hung out in my box for a little bit. You've heard me yapping. Are you opposition? Are you opposed to this? I want to hear what you have to say because I'm interested in you as a veteran.
No, I'm actually a transgender veteran,
Awesome.
and I teach on the subject.
I think that's great. And what's terrible is I know I've listened to a transgender veteran on this app, and she's really hurt. And I could imagine she's really hurt that people that agree to put their life on the line, that they sign the dotted line to take care of your freedoms, that they're getting turned down now because they're transgender. And that's so un-American, right?
Not to mention the 210,000 that are actually serving right now that are probably going to be just discharged for no reason.
Hey, it actually makes me a little sick. Anyway, I've been having combos with opposition because I specifically want to talk to people that disagree with me.
I understand. I wanted to come up and tell you the one guy asked the question, how do you tell a non-trans person from a trans person? Well, it would be psychological testing. When you go through the WAPAT standards of care, the doctor would actually ask these very tough questions. And it is very personal questions that you have to go through during your transition in order to find out that, yes, you are transgender and not someone who's got some kind of deep-seated problems.
Well, the thing is oops, I disconnected the person. I'm going to go on to the next guest. Like there's this narrative that there's all these fake trans people roaming the streets, that people are throwing on a party city wig and a dress so they can invade women's spaces or some bullshit. That is very much a false narrative. That's not a thing. Men don't. To be predacious, men don't have to buy a Party City wig and say that they're transgender. So I'm going on to the next guest. Jacob. I've always liked the name Jacob. Jacob, I need your age for terms of service, please.
I'm 23.
Great. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I am opposition.
Good.
I don't like that word though, because I like to be friendly. I don't want to come in here and be rude in any way. So if there's anything I'm doing that's upsetting you, please let me know. I'll try.
No, you know what? I'm totally responsible for my own feelings. So if I'm getting upset, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. I wouldn't put the onus of my feelings on you. I want to talk to people that feel differently than me. You feeling differently than me doesn't mean that I think you're a terrible person. So what do you want to say?
I just wanted to say I think after doing a little bit of research on my own about gender affirming care, I mean that's a big broad. There's a lot of different care that they can get. They can get hormone blockers, like you said. They can get a bunch of different things, and it's it changes your body. This stuff goes into your body. It changes it. It can affect your liver. It can your body can reject these hormone blockers or these things.
Okay, here's the thing. Yeah. There's going to be side effects with absolutely every medicine that someone takes. And that's just the way that medicine works. I want you to know that the parents, you did a little research and you decided you don't like it. Fine. I wouldn't tell you what kind of care to get for your kids. Trust and believe the parents that are accessing this care have done a whole lot more research than you have. They're doing the hard, long conversations with the kids and the doctors because they want a good outcome for their kiddo. They don't want their kid to have bad side effects. They don't want a ton of health care that their kid doesn't need, okay? That just doesn't make any sense. This is from the latest study. This is a 10-year study specifically on teenagers that access puberty blockers and HRT. 4% experience some sort of regret rate. Now, hey, it's terrible when your medicine, your healthcare is not the right healthcare. I've had that happen. It's actually devastated me. I don't turn around and say no more of this healthcare for anybody else. Of that though, 97% of these teenagers continue receiving this healthcare. And this is, like I said, this is a 10-year study. It's going to go on for 20 years. We're going to be following these people for another 10 years. So yeah, I think it's great that you've looked into it and you don't like it. If you have, here's the thing. You're not a parent yet, and I hope when you become a parent, I hope you have healthy kids. It's very, 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 very unlikely that you're going to have a kid that has an incongruence. That you're going to have a kiddo that's distressed about who they are. That needs to be that's insistent, consistent, and persistent about this. That needs to be taken to a psychiatrist for over a year to start this care. Very, very, very unlikely. And if you have a sick kid, you get to take care of the kid whatever way you deem appropriate because it's America, okay? You don't get to legislate other people and say, this isn't the right healthcare. I read a couple things. They might have reject the hormones or something, right? I think you're a good guy. I want you to look at the bigger picture because this is not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is we're all up to here and shit, and we've been up to here and shit in America for so long we don't even smell it anymore. So we're going to focus on people that are different than us and make that into a political issue. Oh, I got to bring up. There's somebody here with a username with a bunch of numbers, and the PFP is the Queen Mother. Everyone, the Queen Mother. The Queen Mother is the mother of the Queen, and she has some of the worst teeth in history. Hello, Queen Mother. Queen Mother, are you there?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I need your age for terms of service.
I'm 21.
Great. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. I
You're
came back from
welcome.
the dead to be here.
She's back from the dead. Yeah. What's funny is I actually was on the live once, and somebody brought up something, and I pulled up a picture. If you look at the Queen Mother, if you look at her PFP, the funny thing about England is they have socialized medicine. They don't have braces. They don't have anything cosmetic. So
Right.
so people rock the crooked teeth and stuff. And I don't know what she did. If she drank oil or something. Her teeth are like brown.
She was rocking it, man.
She couldn't give a fuck. And this is the mother of the Queen, right? She could have done whatever she wanted to with those teeth. She did not give a fuck. She just smile like this. She got the white pearls and the brown teeth. Anyway, what's up?
I'm like total agreement with you. I just wanted to tell you I love what you're doing. That's all.
Well, I appreciate that. That's really
Yeah.
kind. You know what? I'm not going to press my luck because I do have fun doing this, guys. Give me a follow. I want to have these conversations more, and I'll be back around. I've had enough time this morning. I'm going to start my day at 6:30, and I'm so glad I ended my day with you. You sound like a really fun kid.
Oh,
Thanks for being here.
thanks for having me. Have a good day.